Alright guys, this is Joe, J&J Prospecting. I'm going to go over a little bit about reading a map. Alright, I'm not an expert. You're probably not an expert. But as I'm learning in life, any little bit of advice helps. Today I'm going to go over terrain views and then topographical with elevation. Your terrain view is kind of going to give you an idea of elevation, but it usually doesn't give you altitudes. It kind of gives you a general layout. Also, you compare all these maps to a satellite view, and you get a better general idea of what you're dealing with. And yes, in case any of you guys are wondering, that is a map of Ohio, the glaciation. I do have gold pans hanging on my wall and a sluice behind my printer. I do this way too much. But I'm going to cut directly to the maps. I'm hoping that it's going to turn out alright for you guys to be able to view. I know when you're going from a camera to a computer or a TV screen, it tends to get a little bit hard to see. Hopefully you guys can see this. Also, anybody viewing our videos, whether you're liking us or subscribing us, which that would be great. If you're not, whatever. Give us some feedback, guys. I mean, tell us what you would like to see, what you would like us to show you that we know. I mean, prospecting is about learning from one another. We're all here to help each other. Otherwise, nobody goes anywhere. So, guys, give us some feedback. Positive, negative, neutral. What would you like to see? What would you not like to see? Give us a heads up, and we'll see what we can do about making it work for you guys. But alright, I'm going to cut to the crap and go to the maps. Alright guys, here's a standard topographical map without elevations. It's kind of self-explanatory. But for those that don't know how to read a map, you look at it and what are the shaded areas? What are this line, that line? What you're looking for in these videos, if you see the lighter shading, a lighter shade is a low valley. It's not a deep one. It's not, 100, 150 feet below whatever the level is above it. Now you get into these deeper ones, and you actually start getting into a deeper valley the darker the view. But every line on here represents ridges, hills, and the shadowing represents depth. The lighter the shadowing, the more level the depth. Now, if you look down here by the Cuyahoga River, which I gotta turn the camera a little bit, it's all one color. You don't see much elevation change, but you see some shading here, here, and along here. Those are ridges, which tell me that where the road's at, right here, is actually slightly higher than the river. Which if you're from this area and you're looking at this map, you know it's not much higher. Hence why you've got the light coloring showing that elevation change. Now this is the area that I'm from. That's why I'm using the map. You guys can turn around and send me a map and ask me to help you, explain it to you. I have no problem with that. Going back to the overview here, you got this valley right here. There is actually a spring-fed creek that runs through this valley all the way down and into the Cuyahoga. Also, you see how you got a valley right here because you got deep shadowing here, light shadowing here, which tells me that this side isn't as much of an elevation as this side, which gives you kind of a general idea of the terrain there. I mean, Ohio, about 80%, 2/3, whatever you want to call it, was glaciated. So, in turn, we are going to have gold. We were shaped by the glaciers. The Cuyahoga River is only a few hundred years old because of the glaciers. Now, in this map, you'll notice over here you can actually see a river, stream. That is also another spring-fed stream, but that spring-fed stream is well known. It's there year-round. That's why it's blue. Whereas the one that runs over here in this valley is not. Part of the year, it can be a dry creek. Other years, it could be a little raging river. It depends on the water flow, based on rain, how well that spring is doing that year. I mean, a lot of things play a factor into creating these different shadowings of elevation. Now, right now I am using Google Maps. It does tend to end up being one of the easier to find what you're looking for. Now, on the computer, I'm trying to figure out finding the topographical so I can show you elevations. So, now that you understand a little bit of this, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video, and I'm going to go ahead and find an elevation map. So this way I can show you guys the elevation changes on that. But before I do so, I am going to change it to a satellite view to kind of give you guys an idea. Now, by looking at this satellite view, a lot of you guys would never know there was a creek here. You barely see the line here for this one that comes down in. So, it's one of them that you need to learn how to read these maps, as well as learning how to read the rivers. Gold's heavy. Gold flows downstream. Hence, the water carrying it downstream. But, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and find one that'll actually give me elevation markings and explain that to you. Okay, this is a map, still in Google Maps. They're showing me some elevation markings, so I'm going to use it. I'm hoping that you guys can see this in the video. If not, I'm going to explain it. Right here, you can see this line going around here. That elevation is at 1,200 above sea level. Same with this section right here and here. And then over here is 1,200. You got 1,200 here. And then you've got 1,200 over here. Now, they don't show elevation marks for along the river, which is actually kind of funny because there's actually quite a few eskers down here that elevation drops down from the 1,200, as you see right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. And those elevations change a lot. Trying to find a better view here, maybe zooming in, zooming out. Google Maps is funny. Sometimes it'll show you exactly what you want, get you where you need to go. Other times it shows you what it wants to show you. But this 1,200 line here, if you notice, you got another line here, and then you know this is a valley. It's lower. Now, normally your elevation maps would, give you elevation guidelines all the way down to that creek line, to the river, whatever you're looking at. This one does not give you a whole lot, but again, you use that shadowing that I explained earlier. Lighter shadowing is a slow, small, steep going down. Your darker shadowing is steeper, like right in here. This is a sheer drop off if you see my mouse. And then you come over here, it's a little bit of a drop off. It's not too horrendous. Then you come over here off of this line, which is also following off that 1,200, and that's a gradual downgrade. It's not steep. I mean, that would be walkable for just about anybody. This one over here, some people may not be able to get down, let alone back up. Maps can be funny. I always try to keep my maps when I'm looking at them on paper, online, tablet, phone, whatever. I always try to keep my map facing north is up, which means this way up here where the mouse is would always be north on any map I look at. So if I'm facing east, I'm going to turn the map to where I'm facing east, and then north is up here. What that does for you is it helps give you a generalized idea, because if you're turning around and walking along this road here, 345, okay, and I've got that pointed north, but I'm facing east, I would turn it to where this right here was pointed up, because then I know to my left is north. So north is truly always pointed up. But I'm hoping this helps. Like I said, Google Maps really isn't working with me so well on these maps. This area is actually not far from a gold claim for the GPAA. I am a member there, and I have been down there, and I have seen the steep drop-offs, the slow sweeping hill. So I mean, that's also another reason that I know for a fact that shadowing is indeed what it actually is. But I'm kind of hoping, guys, that this has kind of helped you out. Like I said, you got any questions, feel free to email us, jnjprospecting@gmail.com. Also, we're on Facebook, J&J Prospecting. Go figure, right? We are out of Ohio. Right now, we've strictly been panning in Ohio. We just recently started making our YouTube videos. We're trying to share the knowledge that we have learned to help you guys. That's why I say, if you guys want a specific episode on something, let us know. If we can do it, we're going to do it. Especially if we know about it. If not, we might research it and, hey, this looks fun, we'll do it. But, guys, comment, like, subscribe. You know, if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't be making these videos. So, you know, give us your input. I mean, we're having fun just like you are. We're learning just like you are. Because there is a difference between professionals and pros. Professionals think they know it all. Pros are learning every day. So guys, keep watching us. Thank you for your patronage. Like, subscribe, comment. We want to hear from you.